Hi guys. Last week well, not last week, the week before we talked about life cycles. And this week we are going to be continuing life cycles, but it's going to be more of us working together in this Nearpod. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. And let's start with some things that we remember from our previous lesson. What I know. Type here what you know about life cycles. So what can we remember about life cycles? Well, from the book that we remember, we know that all living things have a life cycle. What I want to know. Well, I'm going to give you guys a time to think about something that you want to know about life cycle. I want to know about life cycles of living things other than human. What I learned. Type what you learn about life cycles. So we'll come revisit this when we complete this lesson at the end of the week. So a cycle is a sequence of events in a repeated pattern. Write down all the types of cycles or post photos of cycles that you can think of. So this should be fun. When you guys are ready, because we are going to have other PowerPoints that we're going to be working with. So I'm going to talk through how to find pictures and insert them into the PowerPoint. So we're going to go to Insert, and we're going to go to Pictures. And it says Browse Photos, Files, Stock, and it says Pictures Online. That's where we're going to click on. So now let's go. It's searching. And now we're up. And let's put life cycle of a plant, because we know that plants are living things, right? So they also have a life cycle. You're going to hit search, and look, we have a life cycle of a plant. You're going to click on that, and it says insert, and we're going to insert that photo into our, and look how big it is. Oh my goodness. Now guys, you see how when Miss Clark hovers over this, you have that cross. That means you can move it around like this. Or when you hover over it and you see this line, that means we can make it what? Smaller. So we definitely want to make this smaller so we can fit other photos into our slide. So this is the life cycle of a plant. We're going to stick this here. Let's look at another life cycle. Oh, wait a minute. It's definitely something that has to go. And that's this. Okay, so let's look at life cycle of a fly. Ew, definitely looks disgusting. But we're going to go ahead and insert this as well. And once again, it's very big. We're going to make it really small like that. Oh, let's undo that because Ms. Clark actually flipped it around. Undo. Make this small and put this next to our other life cycle. I'm going to take that extra bit of information out that we don't need. Okay, we do need that. Okay, so here we have the life cycle of a plant and a life cycle of a fly. We can keep going on and on and on and probably come up with life cycles of a deer, life cycles of a butterfly, life cycles of all different kinds of things. And so later on, when we practice with our PowerPoints, because we're going to be working with groups in the future, we need to know how to do these things. So again, you're going to hit insert, you're going to go to pictures, and then you're going to go to search online pictures, and then it will pop up on this side. Now, we're going to play around a little. In the future, when we have interactive lessons, you're going to be able to do things other than just write in an answer on a worksheet. That sounds fun, right? It says vocabulary. Drag the definition to match the correct vocabulary word. Life cycle, egg, metamorphosis, sounds like a previous vocabulary word, and offspring. Let's look. An animal's young is the animal's offspring, so that would go here. Egg, an unborn organism. We know that if something is in an egg, we know that it is not born yet. As the stage through which animals grow, change, reproduce, and die. We know that this is the life cycle. Then it says, when a living thing changes when a living thing changes form dramatically in its life, such as a caterpillar becoming a butterfly, this is called metamorphosis. Guys, I want you to take the time to screenshot this slide because it has vocabulary on it, and you may be able to refer back to it if we have a quiz. Now, we're going to talk about sequencing. Sequencing is the order in which things happen. And when we're talking about life cycles, there is an order in which things happen. You're not old and then you go back to being a baby. We're not Benjamin Button, but we're going to talk about the regular life cycle of organisms. So it says sequence it. All organisms or living things have different life cycles. However, they all have in common birth, growth, reproduction, and death. Put these four changes in order from beginning to end on the line. Once again, all things have different life cycles, but they all go through birth, growth, reproduction, and death. Right there, guys, there is our sequence of events. If you had to think about it, it's actually right there. And that goes into show when we talk about using words around and using the clues in the text to help us answer questions. So here we're going to drag the beginning is birth, growth, reproduction, and death. Now, you see how Ms. Clark just dragged those things down? We don't have to move the slide. We don't have to do anything dramatic. So this is how you would do this activity. Now, there's two videos on the other side that we're going to watch together. I want you to pay close attention to this because this may be assigned to you and you may have to do exactly what I just did on the previous slides. So let's watch this video together on butterflies. Oops. Escape. Then on here. Gross.
Crawls out, while a really soggy-looking butterfly, its wings are crumpled and wet. This is stage number 4, the butterfly stage. Once the butterfly is out of the chrysalis, blood will start pumping to its wings, helping them to straighten and dry out. Now the butterfly is ready to fly. Fly to some food. 10 plus days without food means this butterfly is ready to eat. Butterflies drink nectar, a sugary liquid found in flowers. Sometimes they like to eat rotting fruit or even dead bugs. Butterflies take in their food through a long tube called a proboscis, sort of like how we drink a milkshake through a straw. But they can't taste food with their proboscis. Can you guess what they do taste with? Their feet. When a butterfly lands on a flower, it can tell if the flower is sweet by tasting it with the tips of its feet. If they like the way it tastes, they'll drink the flower's nectar. Now, full of food to keep it strong, the butterfly is ready to, well, be a butterfly. And that's how a caterpillar becomes a butterfly. Now Squeaks and I are going to go outside and see if we can spot one. And I hope you do too. See you next time on SciShow Kids.
So on the next slide, we're actually going to get to see the butterfly go through metamorphosis. And this is really gross. That's why Ms. Clark made it small. Gross. Okay, so that ends our lesson for today. You're going to go over to the next slide and you're going to answer the quiz questions for your mastery check on the life cycle. Tomorrow we will rewatch these two slides on ladybugs, and then it'll be your turn to work in the PowerPoint. So go ahead and head over to the next slide.